What's up, Taiwan? I'm Yvonne with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan's COVID cases have been on a downward trend in recent weeks, and COVID restrictions have gradually been lifted. But as TaiwanPlus reported, Yvonne finds out from a Filipino migrant worker, she is not receiving the same benefits.
A Spartan, rundown dormitory. This is where 31-year-old Anita, an alias, says she was moved by her employer after testing positive for COVID-19. She's been in isolation here for a week and shared this video with TaiwanPlus. A migrant worker, Anita has lived in Taiwan for 4 years, employed and housed by a tech company in the southern city of Tainan. In fear of retaliation from her employers, she asked that her identity be concealed.
I was on the 4th floor and they brought me here to the 2nd floor of the dormitory. This is a vacant room where there's no bed, but the bed to sleep here is on a bed frame and no mattress. They didn't even tell me that I need to bring my own pillows or a blanket.
In recent months, Taiwan has significantly reduced its COVID protocols, lifting the indoor mask mandate, quarantine for incoming travelers, and hospitalization for those who test positive. But being a migrant worker, Anita hasn't been able to enjoy these new benefits. And she says that while she's in quarantine, the company took her residency and insurance cards. They only let her bring things into isolation that she can grab.
I asked them to buy medicine for me because I had a sore throat. I had a cough and had a cold nose. I asked them if my company could buy it for me, but they responded that I should ask a friend to buy medicine for me because they couldn't do it. And sometimes they forget to get me food. They said that the chef forgot to make me food, but before that, they said they would always provide me with food.
There were many reports of migrant workers suffering similar treatment during the height of the pandemic.
There are the big incidents that we know of from COVID time in the summer of last year when movement restrictions were imposed on migrant workers, but not on their Taiwanese colleagues who work in the same factory in Miaoli during June 2021.
That forced lockdown of migrant factory workers caused a public uproar. And Anita's plight has caused a similar storm on social media, with the original post by her friend now seen 38,000 times. TaiwanPlus reached out to both Anita's company and the Labor Ministry, but has yet to receive a response from either. Anita is one of 700,000 migrant workers in the country, and they are essential to the workforce, especially with the local population in decline. Just last year, the Labor Ministry announced it would ease measures for migrant workers to gain residency, allowing them more agency over where they live and where they work, in the hopes this would bring in more workers. The Labor Ministry hopes to attract 80,000 more migrants into Taiwan, but with claims of racism and stories like Anita's, that might make potential migrants think twice before coming to Taiwan. Isaiah Zhou and Bing Wang in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan has seen its first locally transmitted cases of Mpox. The country on Wednesday reported 2 cases of the virus, formerly known as monkeypox. The patients developed symptoms in late February, including a fever and blisters, and have been hospitalized. Taiwan had previously recorded 5 cases of Mpox involving people returning from abroad. An outbreak of Mpox last year spread to more than 100 countries, many through sexual contact. Most patients recover, but the disease can be fatal in some cases. A magical Taiwanese fairy has been charming audiences around the world. The fantasy comedy short film Tank Fairy tells the story of a glittery drag queen who delivers gas tanks and also inspires a young boy to be himself. The film was shot in Taiwan with an all-local cast and crew. That is, except for one person, the director. Eric Restad was born in the United States but has lived in Taiwan with his husband for 5 years. Tank Fairy has already won more than 20 awards and been shown at over 100 film festivals worldwide. To learn more about the making of Tank Fairy, our reporter Philip Broussard spoke with director Eric Restad.
How did you get the idea for Tank Fairy?
Tank Fairy was inspired by and made in collaboration with the queer community here in Taiwan. And one of my favorite performers was Marianne Masula. And just week after week, I was, hypnotized by her performances. And I knew that I wanted to collaborate with her on a project. And then I was just kind of trying to figure out what was the story. And that's when gas tanks enter the picture and the gas tank delivery person. And one morning, when I was literally woken up by my doorbell for a gas tank delivery, I got to thinking, well, what if we, drag up the gas tank delivery person? This is a typically male-dominated profession. So, how can we subvert that, gendered class stereotype while still honoring the essential role that they play in Taiwanese society? And so, yeah, out came Tank Fairy.
Is there a reason that you felt this film needed to be made right now?
There's a couple of reasons. Obviously, back in the States right now, there is a wave of anti-LGBTQ legislation being passed, primarily targeting trans youth, non-binary youth, and their families. And so, this is a more recent development, but this is a story about embracing your authentic self, and it's about the Tank Fairy's relationship with a 10-year-old boy who she delivers gas to. And so it's a story of empowerment, and I think that kind of story is always important to tell, and especially topical now, sadly. Another reason why is because I wanted to help create a new platform for the Taiwanese queer community here and showcase the incredible, drag performers such as Marion.
And you mentioned that this is going to be turned into a series. So looking forward now for the final question, what can you tell us about that?
Tank Fairy is a proof of concept for a half-hour musical comedy series entitled Fantasia. And the series builds upon the short by creating this world of drag queen and king protagonists in everyday Taiwanese settings. And yeah, we're currently developing that and hopefully be coming to a screen soon near you.
That was Philip Broussard speaking with Tank Fairy director Eric Restad. Google is shining a spotlight on groundbreaking Taiwanese LGBTQ filmmaker Mickey Chen. The search engine featured Chen in a Google Doodle on its homepage. Chen's most famous work is the 1999 documentary Boys for Beauty. The film follows the life of 3 gay teenagers in Taipei. It was the first LGBTQ-themed documentary to be shown in Taiwanese cinemas. The movie achieved both commercial and critical success. Chen went on to produce many more documentaries on LGBTQ life in Taiwan before dying in 2018, aged 51. Boys for Beauty was first screened on March 1st, which is why Google chose to honor the filmmaker on Wednesday. Taiwanese artist Diane Lee was commissioned to create the design. Police in Taiwan's northern city of Taoyuan have arrested 2 people for illegally demolishing part of a historic building. The Ranli Red House is over 100 years old. It previously housed a cafe, but now stands empty. The city government gave the property temporary historic site status last month. That's after they learned its owners might be planning to demolish it. But over the weekend, one of the property's owners hired an excavator to knock down the building's courtyard house. They said they didn't think that part was covered by the historic site designation. The owner and the driver of the excavator were arrested for violating laws on cultural preservation and property damage. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally today, we'll leave you with images of people doing needlepoint in New York City. I'm Yvonne. Take care and see you next time.
Thank you for watching Taiwan Plus. For more great stories from here in Taiwan and around the world, please download the Taiwan Plus app. You've done it, right?